Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. I know my name. I'm making sure my mic is connected. So this is going to be a quick reading, you guys. You're either here when it happens or you're not. You're either here or you're not. All right. It's going to be a quickie, all right? So, quick reminder for those who are part of the Soul Sanctuary Ministry area. We're going to be having an exclusive chat in about 30 minutes. That's already set up. Make sure you go and join me there after this live stream is done. And I'm going to do a really quick reading for Pisces and empaths. Pisces and empaths. All right. Here goes. Here goes. Okay, that's how many came out. My handy dandy. This one, okay. All right, so I'm feeling a lot of like this understated intensity. It's like a super understated intensity, right? I don't know what it is, but it's almost this sense of like being observed. It's almost this sense of trying to be unobtrusive. So someone is watching you, but they're not trying to be creepy about it. It's almost this sense of they are aware of how much you're going through, and they're kind of just keeping tabs just to make sure that you're okay, and kind of just feeling a little bit worried. Oh, it's almost this sense of like whoever this person is to you, they know that you have a very like uncanny way of basically hiding when you struggle, and it's like they've spent so long uh trying to decipher you as a person and as a soul. Like they've been trying to figure you out. They've been trying to figure out how your brain functions for a long time. And you know, let's see how that ties into this reading. All right. Feminine. Oh, so they oh, so they see you and they see that things are kind of going upside down. Um I want to say that they've seen you go through things in the past, but it's almost like this sense of they haven't seen things affect you to this degree before, right? So that's telling me you're going through something so ridiculously intense, and so you kind of just need to be like mindful. Be mindful of the level of kindness that you're showing yourself, okay? Autumn's beginning in upside down position. Autumn and the feminine are both kind of on their head right now. It's okay. Sometimes when you put yourself upside down, or when you end up going upside down, that's the very position that allows the blood to rush to your brain so that you can think better. Maybe you're a little bit oxygen deprived. Breathe deep. Breathe deeply. Okay? It's almost like this sense of depletion, not parasitic depletion, but more like just taking on too much, you know? And it's not too much for you to handle. It's just too much, period. Right? You've been very, very busy. You've been very focused. You've been all of these different things. That's not a bad thing, but you just need to make sure you have balance. However much you work and achieve, you need to make sure that you allot X amount of appropriate time to kind of just unwind and kind of tone things down and just breathe deeply. Like earlier today, I didn't do the podcast because I just needed to make sure that I'm not pushing myself so hard all the time. I still did work stuff. I still live streamed. But it was just this thing of like, I could feel that this morning I kind of just needed to shift my routine a little bit. And I'm very lucky because um I have the luxury of being able to be like, okay, so right now I'm kind of not in a good space to work, so let me do the work later, right? I don't usually do that. I try not to do that very often, but I do have that luxury. If you don't have that luxury, you don't necessarily need to take several hours. Okay. Even just taking 5-10 minutes to just sit quietly, maybe even with your eyes closed. If you work in a cubicle or like an office setting, maybe bring a hoodie to work and put your hoodie and then lay your head on your desk and just breathe. Excuse me. For 5 minutes or so. Allow yourself to reset. Find a song that you really, really resonate with, one that's super just mellow, makes you feel really relaxed, all of these beautiful, beautiful emotions, and listen to that with a hoodie on, with your head on your desk. Okay. Sometimes that's all you need, just a moment where you can feel your own space. Spring. So, all of this is heading towards some pretty important events that I feel are going to begin um, like sometime towards the tail end of winter and really be in full swing by the beginning of spring. Okay. By the time people start talking about planting their plants, um, I think you're going to be in full swing with whatever it is that you have been working on or are going to be working on through this entire autumn and winter time. This is a very important, very crucial period. You have to push through this period, but you also have to make sure that you find ways in which to rest and rejuvenate, little pockets of rest and rejuvenation. One thing that I would highly suggest, if you are someone who responds really well to aromatherapy, or if you've never even had aromatherapy, you might want to consider this. Go over to Soulwork Synergistics and check out the Divinity Oils. I did an event with my team and it was an in-person event, and there was someone who was asking about the Divinity Oils because we had that available. And we put some divinity oil on a sample sheet so that they could smell it. And they're like, "Ooh, I really like that smell." And I was like, "Do me a favor. With your eyes closed, kind of just allow yourself to hold it by your nose, not up close, but just close enough, and just breathe very deeply with intention." This person realigned their chakras and everything now because I was there with them, I was watching them. I don't know if they're aware, but they realigned all their chakras, rejuvenated everything. And then when they opened their eyes, like a minute later, it's like they were a totally different person. Divinity oils are amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. We've been getting just tremendous response from that. You can do something like that. The difference between the divinity oils and regular essential oils, these are crystal infused with crystals that I've had since like 2017, that I've traveled with nonstop. These are the very crystals that were stored right beside me in bed, like right underneath the bed. Yeah. So those are infused with powerful ascension frequencies. Powerful. Things like that, you can do that. It only takes like a minute or two. Really get yourself recentered within yourself. Okay? It's not like you need a whole vacation. Let me get you guys that link really quick. I'll get you the link right now, okay? But things like that, you can do so much. You can do so much to help yourself reset everything. Breathing is super crucial, okay? If you notice, um, for many of us, we actually shallow breathe throughout the day. We use shallow breathing nonstop. It's kind of like many of us don't breathe much, right? Just whatever, just enough to keep you alive. That's not enough. It's not enough. You have to breathe deep. Can you use the Divinity Oils with a diffuser? You can. You can pour it out. You could pull the top portion off. That's a because it's a roller. You can pull the top portion off and do it that way if you want. You could put the diffuser reed in the roller and just leave it like that. Make sure it doesn't fall over though. I don't want your oils to get wasted. But what I like to do, I like to put it on the pulse points. So right here. And I like to put it right here, right where your clavicle meets your throat, your shoulder, your collarbone meets your throat, because that really, like, you could smell it going through your pulse points, all of that. It's an amazing experience. I've said before, you guys see me going like this a lot. I have it on my pulse points. Yeah, you got to breathe deeper. You definitely got to breathe deeper. So concealment, whatever you're trying to hide from yourself, whatever you're trying to hide regarding your pain and your struggle, it's coming to the surface. You need to make sure that you're just really honest with yourself right now when it comes to how you're feeling. Shadow in reverse. It's this mirror. Maybe your environment is kind of mirroring what state you're in. I have talked about this in a very recent live stream. Just breathe first. We need to kind of come to these realizations of the ways in which our environment is communicating to us um, exactly what's going on within us. I struggle with seeing what I'm going through, but when I see it in my environment and it triggers me, and then I have to, like, okay, what is this trying to show me about myself? Then I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I need to kind of correct that. I need to rebalance this. I need to make sure that my perception of myself in whatever environment I'm existing in right now, inside myself, I need to make sure that that's a fair assessment of who I am. We tend to be extremely hard on ourselves. Empaths, you're hella hard on yourself. You're just so hard on yourself. It's not fair. You have to be fair with yourself. Security in reverse. So this is also telling me that for some of us, many of us, we're not really feeling very secure in our lives, maybe in our jobs, maybe in our relationships, things like that. There's like this lack of security. There's this lack of stability. It's just kind of like not really knowing where you stand. It's okay. It's okay. Not knowing where you stand is not necessarily you messing up. It's an indication that you're being shifted and changed, expanded, all sorts of different really good things. So calm down a little bit about judging yourself and then condemning yourself. Give your life time, at least a couple days, couple weeks, to show you why you're feeling this way. Okay. For many of us, we're here in this like incubation state because, again, we don't really feel safe in the world. We don't know what's going on. We feel very upside down. We are concealing things from ourselves. So now we're in this like incubation state. It's okay. It's a part of growth. It's a part of your growing. Some of us will go through these cycles and we need to go into like some incubatory incubation period. Uh, Book of Shadows secret. See, concealment and secret. Oh, is someone trying to remain undetected? Better not be someone creepy, I'm saying. Someone's trying to remain undetected. It's almost this sense of whoever is trying to remain undetected, they're trying to stay out of your hair. It's not that I think for most, it's not that they want it's not that they want to stay hidden from you because they have malignant malicious intent. I don't feel that. This is for most. It's a sense of they don't want to infringe on your space while you're in a vulnerable state. That's beautiful. I have an appreciation for people like that, people who are sensitive to my sensitivities. That's very, very beautiful. That's very beautiful. It's very admirable. It's very respectful. I'm super old school like that. But at the same time, it's this thing of, yeah, I can be like that where I want you to respect my space and my privacy and my process. But sometimes, and I know y'all can relate, I know I'm not the only one. Sometimes it's this thing of, I get so caught up in my space that I kind of am silently begging someone, anyone to be like, "Biatch, come the fuck out of the box," you know, to peek their head over the wall and be like, "Hey, you still breathing up in there?" I'm just saying, for some of us, we get so caught up in our process and we don't know how to exit out of it. But at the same time, we also don't know how to ask people to help us to exit. And that's kind of like a really difficult situation to be in. That's a really, really difficult situation to be in because what are you going to do? You've conditioned all the people in your life to kind of give you your space. And now you need someone and it's like no one's around. Well, it's not because they don't care. It's because they know you're in a process. And you said when you're in a process, don't be all up in your space. So what do you do? So I guess I don't know. I don't know what you do. I'm gonna be honest. Alchemist, you're not gonna be changing the situation. You're gonna have to live through it. Okay. You're not going to be changing it. You're going to have to live through it so that the changes that occur are because of the life experience. There's no avoiding this. Okay. Protection. You're feeling very exposed, very vulnerable, very left out in the open, and you don't know if danger is coming. And if it is coming, you don't know what direction. Is very unnerving. The moon, it's in reverse. This is not something that's hidden from you. That's the sense that I'm getting. This is something that you are aware of the process that you're in, at least to a minimal degree, some type of minimal level. You are aware, but you just don't want to explore that because it's uncomfortable, it's scary. I get it. I'm like that too. Loyalty in reverse. I think for some of you, you feel like you've just been so loyal to everyone and no one has any loyalty to you. Like there's no reciprocity. I've gone through stages of things like that, experiences like that, and this is what I've learned. Where is this feeling coming from? Is it because I'm remembering all of the things that I've done for you? And this one time that I need you, you are not there. And I found that that's kind of how I felt, right? And then I had to take that a step further. I had to ask myself, did I do those things for you because I love you? Because I support you? Because I cherish you? Or did I do those things with some low key expectation? Um, this low key expectation of, you know, you having to repay me later. I drove you to the airport 10 times. I need to go to the airport now. And so now you're obligated. That's not how good deeds work, right? Now, that's not to say that I believe that I'm just going to keep doing good deeds for you and you're never going to do a good deed for me and I'm going to have to be okay with that. No, no. No, no. If I see there's no reciprocal concern, reciprocation of that cherishment, I'm not going to continue doing that, you know, because then that's not mutually beneficial anymore. And that's why, for the most part, um, the people that are in my life and have private access to me, I can't think of a single one where it's not mutually beneficial, where I can't go to them when I have some heartache, some struggle, and they can be as supportive and empowering for me as I am for them. And neither of us are keeping tabs. It's just this mutual level of love, respect, and cherishing each other. So you need to begin really thinking about the environment that you're in. Okay. If it's like, well, I don't have that. Okay, but you have a whole bunch of people you're doing things from. That means you need to begin shifting that environment. You need to play some musical chairs and cycle out people who are toxic. Complicated. It's never complicated. So, one thing life continues to teach me over and over and over, it's never complicated. My reaction to it is complicated. My perception of it is complicated. The things that I choose to do makes it even more complicated. But is it actually truly complicated? No, it's not. Complications typically arise when first, we don't want to do the work. Secondly, we don't want to seek out the solutions. Third, we have ourselves super focused on how we want things to turn out versus how it's already playing out. You can't control everything. Damn. That one statement just kills me. It kills me. And that's the thing. If you don't already know, when you have struggles with control, it's because you feel powerless. If you struggle with controlling others and controlling your environment, and it's not because you're a bad person, it's not because you're a control freak. It's usually because you feel so powerless and afraid on a consistent basis that you're just trying to do your best to make sure no more bad stuff happens. It's only bad stuff when you see it as bad stuff. It's your choice how you are going to receive the events of your life. Case in point, if you're not already aware, I was homeless and transient for about 2, 3 years. For about 5.5 months straight, I was stranded in a parking lot. I lived in a Walmart parking lot. Best fucking time of my life. Not even joking. You can ask my kids. I don't coach them. You can ask my kids and be like, oh, that was amazing. That was our adventure time. It was so peaceful. You know why they feel that way as children? They felt that way. They weren't ashamed. They weren't embarrassed. There was just, we were on adventure. We didn't teach them that. You know why? Because the matriarch of that unit, that group, that family, I knew it was just a cycle that I was in. I had to learn something. And the moment I learn something, I will cycle out of this and enter into a new cycle. I'm not being punished. It's not because of bad decisions. It's because this is where I need to be. Yeah. Society standards, it's a fucked up situation. Soul standards, this is the only way I can get you to focus on what I'm telling you to do. Focus on what you need to learn. And once you learn it, you can cycle out of this. Okay, soul. I was not hard pressed about that situation at all. At all. I was not hard pressed at all. My husband was stressed out. He was stressed out. I was just like, I promise you, before you know it, we're going to be looking at back at this. We're going to be laughing about it. We're going to be like, fuck, that was crazy, wasn't it? While we were living through it, it was the most fucking peaceful life ever. It's all about how you choose to see things and how you choose to live through it. It's all about that. You take a look at what's happened in the past week. Do you notice a shift in me? Yeah, no, it's still a fucked up situation. It is. It is. I have a fucking grown male in another country making plans to kill me. Yeah. Hey, but guess what? The stress that I felt last week, I understand what it's from. Aside from being because of criminal activity, um, it also stems from I'm in the process of ascending right now. I'm reaching a higher level of awareness of myself and my life and my purpose. I was in the process of a trauma-induced secretion. Okay. Oh, so that means I'm about to cycle out soon. I will. Oh, and you guys, oh God, I keep forgetting. Um, if you resonate and you feel called to do so, and you have the ability to do so, I'm still taking donations for my legal fund. You can send it through the Stripe link that I put in the comments. This will go towards retaining an attorney in Switzerland so that I can properly address the criminal activity that's been directed towards me for about 2.5 years at this point. Yes, I've been quietly dealing with it for about 2.5 years. I'm not going to be so quiet about it anymore. It's still a difficult situation, but I'm choosing to put my mental health first and begin really objectively seeing things, taking a step back and understanding this is another cycle that I'm in, a cycle of learning. What I'm going to learn here is going to set the stage. And this is one of the final cycles, final lessons that I need to go through before I burst through that ceiling that's kept me from reaching the great heights that I'm supposed to be at. Let that sink in. My ability to transcend the fear and the pain and the stress within a matter of days, simply because of the realization this is a process my soul has asked me to undertake so that I can be properly prepared to reach the greatness that I'm being prepared to reach. Let that sink in. This will be resolved. I'm very close to a retainer fee. Very, very close. I'm supported by a community of people who have integrity, compassion. There's nothing I have to be afraid of, but it's also okay if I feel afraid on some days. Your life will always work out in your favor. But if you're too busy feeling like you are not a favored one by creation, you'll miss out on the beauty of what you're experiencing. You'll miss out on the depth of the lessons you're learning. And you'll forget or avoid to apply what you've learned in your life. And that's why you're going to continue to cycle through that. I won't. Not because I'm above it, but because I'm living through it right now, fully, completely. It will work out. I will have legal justice. The bullshit will be stopped. There will be ramifications legally. Energetically, everything's already underway. Everything's already underway. All I need to do is focus on learning what I need to learn, being with my community, cherishing my family, continuing to work hard and continuing to achieve and making progress in the things that I need to do. I don't need to deal with bullshit. Okay? You choose what you deal with. Choose what's worthy of you. So, final card, oath. You seem to have taken an oath. It's almost like loyalty to your pain, loyalty to your suffering and struggle. Toss that oath out. Okay? Make a new oath. Loyalty only to your rise, and knowing that whenever you dip down, it's because you're about to rise even further. Remember, the only thing needed for an arrow to launch forward with accuracy and intention is to let it go. When life pulls you back, you're the arrow. Let go and see the way life unfolds for you. It's a very beautiful thing. It's a very powerful process. So, guys, I got to get going. If you are part of the Soul Sanctuary, I'm going to be continuing this conversation in earlier's live stream, the energy update. We're going to be talking real deep over at the soulsanctuary.love. If you're not already part of that group, it's all you have to do is sign up for the recurring contribution. You can cancel it at any time. Here's the thing. Any level of contribution that you are able to sign up for, that is a tax deductible donation if you are in the United States. Okay. We are recognized by the IRS and the federal government as a nonprofit. So if you want to join me for that chat, I'm heading over there right now. I'm 2 minutes late. Oh my God. I gotta go. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. See you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for church. Let's fuck shit up. And what I mean by that, let's get our gardens growing. Let's get our life back on track. Let's find our power and let's use it. I love you guys. I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.